Hello, my name is Benjamin Hart. I'm an American attorney and the Managing Director of Integrity Legal here in Bangkok, Thailand. As the title of this video suggests, we're discussing business visas here in Thailand. And the title may be a little bit deceptive insofar, well, not deceptive, but a little bit of a misnomer insofar, or confusing, I should say, insofar as we're not talking about ongoing business visa status, but we're talking about folks that end up in a transitional state with their visa in Thailand and need to switch out of a business visa into some other form of visa. And most notably, they may be able to get some kind of ongoing discretionary extension due to the COVID-19 pandemic that immigration officers have been empowered to deal with. But I was reading an article and it brought this kind of issue to my attention. So I'll go ahead and cite the article here in a minute, but the issue of there can be problems because business visa holders, there's a lot that needs to be done for them to be out of business visa status and then over into some other kind of business or over into some other kind of visa status so they can continue maintaining lawful status here in Thailand. A recent article from the Pattaya Mail, that's pattayamail.com, article is titled Chonburi Immigration Issues Reminders to Foreigners, quoting directly, however, non-immigrant B visa holders with a work permit are ineligible for the COVID 2 months extension unless they first cancel their work permit. That's key. I'll get back to that here in a second. The COVID crisis has resulted in some foreigners being declared redundant or facing the closure of their businesses. It's a sad state of affairs, no doubt. Quoting further, economic migrants from neighboring countries are under different regulations and can receive one-year extensions whether employed or not. On that last point, yeah, folks from Myanmar, Laos, Cambodia, there's a different sort of regime, if you will, for them dealing with their status here in Thailand that doesn't pertain to other types of foreigners. But again, what we're talking about here is folks that, again, they've been rendered redundant, they've been laid off, their business is not doing well, so they're looking to close their business, but they want to maintain their status here in Thailand. Whatever visa they want to go over to. There's certain folks that may be able to use a retirement visa. Some circumstances, a marriage visa may be in order, or they may just have to rely on the discretion of Thai immigration to continue to maintain status. Under any of these circumstances, you're going to have to cancel your work permit and visa first. And this can be kind of nettlesome, dealing with all of this. We deal with it rather often, and candidly, I often find that the folks here in the office, usually the two ladies that usually they work in tandem in dealing with cancellation of business visa and work permits. They often talk about the fact that cancellation is harder than even getting a new one under certain circumstances. Cancellation of this stuff, it requires a fair amount of paperwork and documentation. I can tell you for certain that we recently had a client go through down at immigration, and they basically said the experience was kind of less pleasant dealing with cancellation than it was dealing with the new visa. So again, depending on circumstances, it may be rather straightforward, it may not be. But understand, if you're here in Thailand on a business visa and your work situation is ending, you need to deal with the cancellation of your business and work permit before maintaining status through some other type of visa category.